Hey there, it's Ruby Lee, and welcome to the Fix Your Grown Up podcast, the audio companion for the book Fix Your Grown Up, dropping on April 15th, 2025. This show is your toolkit for reclaiming your inner spark and transforming your life. Inside the book, you'll find powerful journaling sections in every chapter to help you reflect and reset, hilarious mental health parodies that keep things real and light, and the groundbreaking happy mindset theory to help you tune into your natural joy. If you love a structured approach with a dash of humor, think clear strategy mixed with some playful insights, you're in the right place. For more details and to grab your copy, head over to www.drtuepenz.com. Let's fix our grown-ups and get our happy on.
Okay, this should be a lot better. A lot better. Make sure I can hear myself. Let me adjust this mic just a little bit right there. Back some. Man, I went to get my keyboard now, I forgot it. Anyway, what's the deal? It's me, Dr. Tuepenz, one half of the Juice Crew. Reporting live and direct on the corner. The Fix Your Grown Up podcast. Excuse me. And as you can see, it's a vibe. Ain't that what people be saying now? It's a vibe. I'm a vibe. No, we're all a vibe. Everybody and everything is vibrating. When you look at colors, it's a vibrational frequency you're looking at. Same with people. We are vibrating creatures. So today's podcast, we're going to talk about the book Fix Your Grown Up, and we're going to talk about how the book and how we use it to overcome childhood traumas. So I know this is going to be a real controversial, well, I wouldn't say controversial, but subjective episode. In my experience, just communicating with people, especially dealing with consulting with people on a professional level, I've noticed a lot of people just have things in their childhood that they just haven't seemed to be able to overcome, deal with. And it holds them back as adults. Often I'm reminded of the childlike behavior in my own children, just when I'm dealing with other people. And again, I'm not better than a murderer or a person, who scams old people for millions of dollars. You know what I mean? I'm not better than anybody. I don't think I'm better than anybody just because I don't think like that. I still have flaws in my ways as well that I have to be conscious of and work on to make sure that they're not becoming who I am as a person. So, I had to essentially create a step-by-step approach to acknowledging my childhood traumas and then healing from my childhood traumas. So much to the point that when I talk about them, I can't help but laugh because, I realize the things that happened to me were completely out of my control, and the people that did it or whoever was involved in those situations, they couldn't help themselves either. And I forgave many of them if they're still around, if I can find them. So, I don't be tripping on that stuff, man. So today we want to talk about just number one. We're going to start off talking about recognizing our old wounds and just how to recognize them. One of the great things, I did some therapy a few years back. So a few years back, I had a good chance to do some, I did some therapy, I went to counseling for somebody, outside of Carrie, my big brother. He's usually my person I use for counseling. Some people say that's cheating, but anyway, that's a tangent. We're going to get back on track. But anyway, one of the key things I learned dealing with Dr. Hayden, with Dr. Scott, how I like to call him. But one of the key things, I learned from him was just, how to go back and just recognize those old wounds. When I first came to them, I was like, man, I feel like it's a lot of stuff I need to unpack, but I don't know where to look. I don't know what I need to unpack. And so he just started asking me all these questions, and I can't remember all the questions, but the questions led me down a path where he was on the board just doodling some stuff, and it showed me going down in the same circle. And then he talked about the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. If you haven't seen it, it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. You should definitely check that out. But I had to go back, and of course I had to watch it. And as I'm watching, I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm starting to connect the dots. So it definitely helped me. You know what I mean? It helped me recognize what was holding me back. So much to the point that, after every year is over with, one of the first things I do at the beginning of the year is I just literally, I map out the whole year, month by month. Now, I don't get too deep, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to get too complex, but if you want to, go ahead, do you. But I map out the whole year, everything I did from start to finish, who I was dealing with, what I was doing, and how I was doing it, and what money I was making from it, so on and so forth. And this gives me a good idea of where I've been, what I've done, and who I've done it with, and more importantly, the outcome. But yeah, I know I be out here preaching. Let me stop. But we don't want to be running away from the things that hurt us a long time ago because we scared. You gotta face them. You can't ignore them, and if you keep ignoring them, you're gonna find yourself following repeated negative patterns and behaviors. So number 2, you know what I'm saying, steps in healing. Like I said, everything is a step. You ain't gonna get in it one swing. Everybody ain't out here like, Mark McGuire and them just, off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Not off the back. B-A-T. Bat. But we talk about steps to heal. And number 1 thing you gotta do is identify triggers. Either journal, or if you need to, seek therapy. Therapy, it's for everyone, and if you need it, go ahead and seek it. And if you got it, and you seek it, then definitely know how to use it. That's the most important thing. Going back to the book, we talk about practicing accountability, holding yourself accountable, because it's your right. It's your birthright. It's your right as a person. It's your personal responsibility. If you do something, if you pooted, it's you. You don't stink. You can put on enough deodorant. You musty. Shit. Who else can it be? It's on you. So, let's not play around with these things. And then just looking at forgiveness, not letting shit slide, but just forgiving them, you know what I'm saying? And not overreacting to the situation. It's not even worth your time because you ain't making no money out of it. But also looking at things that happened when you was a child. Maybe you need to go back and forget that bully. And I promise you, the crazy thing, and I didn't want to make this episode too complicated, I make it too long, but the incredible thing about forgiveness, when you forgive people, I promise you, I did it at such a rate that I forgave like over 20 people, when I went on this little marathon. And when I was doing that, the reactions and the responses I was getting was amazing. Different responses from different people, but nonetheless, I got all type of responses all over the charts. You know what I mean? Some people was like, real cool about it, and we had an amazing conversation afterward, resolving it and just talking about God and all these other beautiful things. And then some people got mad. They got upset. Some people said that I had nothing to forgive them for. So, I challenge you, forget. And I always tell people this. People be like, oh, Drew, I know what you're going to say. Forget. You right. You right. That's my answer for a lot of things. Forgive. Or catch a case. What the fuck you waiting on? Like, why walk around angry at somebody you ain't sliding? I don't get it. Where I'm from, we do something with our anger.
Daddy?
Yeah, what do you want?
Okay.
All right. Fucking interrupted me. Anyway, you definitely It's a great example. It brings me back. It's a good segue. I ain't even gonna trip. That was probably one of the best interruptions I had, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it brings me to my next point, which is using inner child exercises from the happy mindset theory. Just doing things you like to do as a child, man. Man, a lot of people don't realize it, but walking is probably one of the best things. And when you was a kid, boy, I mean, shit. If you over the age of 35, 38, you know what I'm saying, you in your 40s, you was probably one of them walking motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, people used to walk, you know what I'm saying? So, kids used to have to get out and get to it because it wasn't no cell phones. It wasn't enough to do to keep you occupied. So as a kid, you might get up and walk. Shit, 5, 10, 15 fucking miles on accident, just walking somewhere to just have some fucking fun. So, that's a tangent, and we'll get back on track. But, like I said, I'm not going to make this too complicated because, I'm about to get real deep here in a second. But, I'm a person that's all about seeking help. But goddamn it, I was raised where nobody asked for help in my family. None of the men. The men in my family, I mean, they really don't ask for help like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to dealing with things in their life. We just figure it out. That's how I was raised, to figure it out. Not to be foolish. Let's be clear what we talking about. It's a clear line between being foolish, like, you know what I'm saying? You shot, you bleeding, you need to go to the hospital. Ain't none of that. Put a Band-Aid on it. Ain't no figuring that out. It's easy. We need to go to the hospital. So, I've learned how to just figure it out because that's how I was taught. But I also am reminded that everything is not a quick fix and some things just take time. But to get a little deeper in the situation, I want to keep this very simple. And the reason I want to keep this simple is because I really want you to be able to use the colors to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? Use them like superpowers. So this is what I do. This is in its exact order. Be green and listen to yourself. Okay? Then tap into your blue and analyze what you're listening to. That's some bars. Then make a red or a yellow decision with precision based off of what you just listened to. You see what I mean? Now, if you don't know what to do, just sit still, be green, and let all that shit go. Let everything go. Like, I don't got no response for this. It's like, okay, you got it. Can we move on? You see what I'm saying? All of these options present you with the new opportunity for growth, and more importantly, change your mindset to happy. And that's what this podcast is all about, so you can fix your grown up. Stop being so angry. Because it's not worth it. And if you know me, I mean, you gotta understand, you talking to one of the most angriest persons that used to be on the earth. Hey, I forgot the password, but I got the original angry black man on Twitter. I don't got no angry black man, nothing. It's straight angry black man. I don't think a lot of people use that name no more, but I'm just saying, I had to change. And I changed my Twitter name, but I kept that name because it was original and nobody had it. And I feel like other people would take it as soon as I changed it. But nonetheless, I am the original angry black man on Twitter. And I had to change. He had to die. Anyway, man, tell me what you think in the comments. Check out the guided meditation series. And we'll look forward to hearing you in the next joint. One book to change one mind to change a generation. Peace. And be happy, or live your life like a mark-ass buster.
Hey, it's Ruby Lee here. Today we dug deep into those childhood scars, and I hope you're feeling a little lighter already. Now, let's lighten things up even more with a quick peek at what I like to call Britney Spears syndrome. Picture this. Are you out there living like every day's a 24/7 reality show, chasing popularity and dramatic moments for likes? Like you're auditioning for a spot on the cover of Gossip Weekly? That, my friends, is Britney Spears syndrome in full swing, where you trade real relationships for the glitter of fleeting stardom. Here's the hard truth. Real fulfillment isn't measured in social media metrics, no matter how many likes or retweets you get. It's about genuine connection.
Hey, raps at the corner store, they getting rich in the hood, bro. $20 on pump 2 in 5 minutes, about to slide through.
Beating down the block, knocking pictures off the wall.
Pulled up to my granny's home. I'ma dream today, I bring a Grammy home. My loved ones, they rooting for me. My day ones, they shooting for me. Some day ones start moving funny.